When I was younger, I used to be a drunk, couch hopping, drug addicted, degeneracy filled lifestyle where I would be committing crimes, just being dumb. But now I am a father. I focus mostly on business, self improvement, fitness, working out, and trying to get it out in the mud. I completely did a 360 in my life, turned my whole life around. And what I'm trying to do is if you're caught up in grimy patterns, I want to help you correct them. And that's what this channel is for. When I was younger, one thing I never used to do was dream big. When I lived in my hometown, I was just so caught up in the little things that I do. That's all I would see. I would just see my reality around me. Like, of course, being a product of my environment, the social norms, what my family was doing, what I was taught, what I was learning, dropping out of high school, just being um, not very smart. A lot of people that I was around weren't doing the right things. And it kind of was just like a snowball effect. I picked up what was going on around me and I just didn't really think much for myself. I thought about what I could be with everybody else. Like, what could I do to make everybody else happy? How do people see me? How much I cared about people seeing me. Like, of course, you should care about how people see you, but I was living in this ego and degeneracy where I was getting praised by a lot of the wrong people. Is that me discrediting everybody that I used to be around? No, I still have a lot of love for everybody that I used to be around. But when I look at everybody, did anybody have what I wanted? The answer was no, but I would still be looking up to them like they had something that I wanted. And that was my biggest problem. When I was able to get away and fix my mindset and start looking at people who had these crazy lives. At first, it was just when I moved to a different town, a smaller town, there was people who had, big trucks, nicer cars. And I had this like old 2002 Lincoln that was just busted up for me drifting around with my homies like drunk and stuff, just being dumb. And I'm like, damn, these guys have big trucks, like their own places, they're starting families, and they're traveling around. Like, what am I doing wrong? And I was making money my own ways. I had decent amount of money, but like I said, I was a high school dropout. I didn't have no actual job. It wasn't nothing like really serious. So I started hopping around doing 9 to 5 jobs, and then I got into commercial work, commercial fisheries, and I started making good money. And I went to Hawaii with a girlfriend and some of her family and friends, and all I had to do was get a plane ticket. And this will correlate with the video because I didn't ever used to dream big. They're like, oh, let's go to Hawaii. You could come. There's some other girls that were going with, couples are going too. Like, you could come with. And I'm like, why would I go? Like, I got everything I need here. I'm focusing on work. I was doing some I was trying to figure out a business idea back then. I think it was like print on demand or like Iman Gaji's, I forget exactly what it was. But anyways, I was doing that back then and I was like, I don't need to go there. I need to start my online business. What's the point of going to some island? She kept bugging me. She's like, it's just $600 for the plane ticket, and like, we'll get the food. The room's already paid for. Let's just do it. I said, fine, let's do it. I went there and it was like my first taste of like actually traveling somewhere. Like, I've been to like the cities around Washington where I'm from a little bit, but I was mostly just in the county that I grew up in and around where my family was. And then when I went there, I was like, damn, there's like way more to this world just to like this little area that I knew. You go over there, it's super vibrant. I feel like there's way more nicer people. It's hotter. You get the vitamin D from the sun. It's just beautiful scenery, different water, different beaches, different style of music. I remember my girlfriend and her mom, we were in this rental car. They turned on some reggae. I didn't like, it kind of reminds me when I used to start listening to country with this one friend. His grandma used to take us to do fun stuff. Both times when I heard them for the first time, I'm like, why are we listening to this stuff? But then like over time, I started to realize like, oh, this is what like makes it, you're listening to the Hawaiian music in Hawaii. it sounds super nice. And I still listen to reggae till now. And my last crab season, I ended up making a lot of money, and my plans were to travel, right? Because I had traveled before, even when I was doing the wholesaling real estate stuff. I'm still doing it on my computer right here, like my CRM, my dialer, text blaster. It's all open. I'm still doing it. But like when I was doing it before, the thought of going back to Hawaii was always in my mind. And it still is. But it's one thing that I kind of put on the back end was traveling, because I ended up getting a new car. I was going city to city around here, which was dope. You know, Seattle, Portland, Tacoma, staying in different rooms, eating at restaurants. I went to Eastern Oregon, seen some family in Eastern Oregon. I was hitting powwows, other tribal events around here, just really getting in the flow of the outside world more. But I kind of forgot about traveling a little bit. And in my head, when I'm doing my stuff, recording these videos, like, that's a big dream. Like, I want to be able to teach people, and if I can get paid in proportion to the problems I solve, and you know, you like the content I post, and you bought my paid program in my course. You don't have to. I got free content, but I have a paid program in my course where I'm going to be teaching people how I got out of the grimy lifestyle that I had and fixed the problems that I had, corrected my life, and then live a way more vibrant, happy life now versus the ghetto life I used to live. If you are interested in that, the link's in my bio. But anyways, like, if I could do that and then continue closing deals on wholesaling real estate, and then maybe sell a real estate course too in the future, just teach people what I know, like, that would be the best optimal way. Like, it's a big dream. And I felt myself kind of like dwindling down a little bit. It happens in self-improvement. Sometimes you'll have like a day where you're like, oh man, I'm not seeing the vision, or it doesn't feel right. And you got to have that discipline to keep going. But I started thinking about traveling again. You know, I was asking AI, what are some places like that are on an island that are like Hawaii and Honolulu, but it's cheap like Thailand? Because I have a brother, he's traveled around the world, he's gone to places, and he's like, bro, Thailand is dope. It is way cheaper than these other places. He's like, you can make X amount of money in America, and he's like, just imagine like your money is basically tripled when you go there. And I'm like, damn, bro, that's sick. I didn't realize it was that cheap. So I was looking at places. There's like Phuket, Thailand. There was Cebu, Philippines. There was Penang, Malaysia. There's a couple more places in the Caribbean and like the Southern America area I can't think of off the top of my head. But those are just, to give you an idea, those are some places I was looking at, and I was like, dang. So then I looked online at how much it would cost. There's places in like skyscrapers in all of these places. There's a beach view, ocean view. It looks like Honolulu, but it's a third of the price. It's cheaper. Like a meal there is like $2, $3 in most of these places. Staying in a room for a whole month is like $600 in a skyscraper where it's hot, and there's like a bunch of just beautiful scenery. And I was just sitting thinking like, damn, I'm paying $1,000 at where I'm at a month, and then I could go over there if I wanted to and like live there for $600 a month, and that's just like for rent. And then the cost of living is just way cheaper. I'm like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And my dream to like do that, it put a spark under my feet lately. I'm like getting more creative, you know, in terms of like the business stuff. I'm like getting back into making content for real estate again, making the calls for real estate consistently again. But I've been making videos. I kind of took a break for a second because I was like writing out music. I like making music too. It's something that I've always done. I kind of just like, I wasn't a big dreamer back in the day, and I would always be thinking like, oh, what about me? You know, da da da. You gotta wipe them pessimistic thoughts. If you have pessimistic people around you when you do stuff, they don't hype you up. Like, you always want to keep people around you that are like, oh yeah, it's possible. You should be telling yourself it's possible. Just having them like affirmations, telling yourself what it is, dreaming big, looking at your dreams and goals, making a vision board. I have the picture saved for a vision board in my phone. I just haven't made it yet. But just to be able to dream big and like really think about like what it is that you want in life. Of course, you know, taking care of your family, helping people out, you know, having the car, having the place, having the nice spot that you want to move to. And then like traveling too is probably one of the biggest things for me. Like, I know that I want to be able to travel and go experience the world and get a taste of different cultures, you know, like, cause I know my Native American culture, been to Hawaii, and then I'm like, I want to be able to try out different places too, like go discover what the world has to offer. Like if you think small minded, that's all you're gonna get is smaller things. If I would have just continued to think that my life was supposed to be the way it was when I was younger, just seeing how it was playing out, like I probably would have ended up in jail, like, or ODing, or just being super like unhealthy, unfit, overweight right now, depression. You know, there was a bunch of stuff that was eating me alive from the inside, deteriorating me, versus now I'm going through a lot of healing, a way bigger like transformation that I could ever even imagine. I never would have thought that I could hop on a ocean boat and make 70 grand, or I could close deals in real estate and make 14 grand, or like just have the ability to just do things that are like way bigger than the younger me could think. And like just knowing that my younger me would look up to me right now and be like, oh man, like you're actually doing it, bro. Like good job. I didn't know we were gonna make it that far. Like it puts a smile on my face, because you know the self-improvement stuff is not easy. It's way more easy to be a DJ, and there's like plenty of days where I'm doing this where I just want to drink, or sometimes I just want to smoke and like go kick it at a party or something, or go hit a bar and like just chill, be lazy, be a kid, you know, just do the stuff that I always did. But like it doesn't ever help nothing. It doesn't do nothing for my family. It doesn't do nothing for the viewers. When you're living with a small, not big dream-filled mind, you know, you're gonna sit around and play video games and like build your character in something that isn't you. Like imagine you switch your mindset into thinking like, oh yeah, I am playing a video game right now, like this right here, except I don't get to respawn. Like we are living basically a video game. We should be trying to achieve the best physique, best bank account, best self-health, best relationship, best vibrant life. You know, of course, praise God, but we should always be trying to shoot for the stars and then try to land on the moon. You know what I'm saying? Like we shouldn't be thinking like very small, very timid, very like not very growth minded, having tunnel vision, just being pessimist, being negative, thinking that things can't work out for you. It's like that doesn't ever help nobody. It didn't help me back in the times where I'm like pessimistic about business and stuff. When I closed my deals in real estate, I was telling like everybody, like I'm gonna close deals. There's nothing getting in the way of it. Like I didn't care what happened with relationships, friends. I didn't care who was around me. Like that was the thing that I was doing, and I was sticking to it. And then I did it. Did I spend that money right? No, I fucked that money up. And it's just a part of the process. But just like I'm saying, bro, stay focused, stay goal driven, focus on your dreams, make that vision board. I got it from Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter, and 50 Cent's book. Bro, make a vision board. Like print out every picture that you want, anything that you want in life, and put it on some big board and hang it up on your wall wherever you're working at, whether you're rapping, making content, self-improvement, real estate, sales, you know, you're working a high-paying job and you're going to stack it up. Whatever you might be doing in your life, like, dream big. Don't forget the dream. Don't forget your why. Don't forget about family. Don't forget about God. Don't forget about your purpose, and just keep stepping, bro. Keep stepping. Like, we're going to have bad days. We're going to have good days. You got to have that discipline and just focus on what's better than everything outside of us rather than our internal lying self. The devil lives in us too. So long we keep a good frequency, make self-improvement our foundation, we keep stepping with intention and purpose, you know, we're going to do it. I believe in you. You should believe in yourself. If you like content like this, check out the stuff on my channel. This channel is still fairly new, so I'm just getting in the groove of stuff. I'm going to kind of make whatever comes to my mind. Some videos are more structured. Some aren't. Some are a little bit different. I record in the car. Sometimes I record right here. I might be recording somewhere else. I might move. Who knows? You guys might see me traveling the country in a couple months, and I'm or traveling out of the country and I'm somewhere else, like a whole different background. I'm like, hey, look, I'm here now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, dream big, bro. That's the whole point of this video. Stay up.